The Grumpy Old Man. Written by Danis Canicus, illustrated by Nikis Taurus. Once upon a time, there was a hole in the ground. Not a clean, dry hole, but the nasty kind where bad people live. And in that hole, there lived a grumpy old man. Above his cave, in the open world, there was a big city where everybody was better off than the man in the cave, who was called Saul Kreitz. Saul Kreitz found this unfair, and wanted the world to be a place where he could be equal to the ones up above. Being so alone and having so much time, he began to think about how he would make things right. He thought long and hard, and eventually figured out how to make a city which he could not only be equal, but be in charge, too. He called the other grumpy old men of the city to discuss his plan. Adamantus and Polo Marcus, who were both in situations very similar to Saul Kreitz, answered the call. In their discussion, they realized that, for the people in their society to be happy, everybody would have to be just, that is, good people who know right from wrong and brought each other happiness instead of harm. Seeing this, they set out to find what was right and good. Maybe, giving everybody what they deserve is right, even harm, if they are our enemy, said Polo Marcus. No, that can't be right, said Saul Kreitz. Hurting others is never right, no matter who they are. For this makes others worse, which should never be the result of a good person's actions. Perhaps we can find good by seeing where it comes from, since it always pops up when people come together and make a society. An imaginary society will let us see its true form, suggested Saul Kreitz. Very well, let's see, said Adamantus. Now, it is not very often that one must think of how one goes about building a society. But, as far as I can tell from their winding conversation, with much deliberation spared, Saul Kreitz and Adamantus decided that to do so, one gives all the people their own jobs, and it is best that the people stick to their own jobs instead of changing. But at the end of the day, they arrived again at the same question: what, and where, was the good in their imaginary city? But it can't be, said Adamantus. We still don't know what makes a person good. They all pondered for a while, but suddenly, beaming with joy, Saul Kreitz called out, I've got it. The others were stunned. What is it? What is our true good? They asked, almost in unison. Since our perfect society relies on everybody sticking to their jobs, said Saul Kreitz, thinking aloud and speaking slowly yet eagerly, people do the most good by doing just that, keeping the job they own, and taking nothing more. Of course, they all said, and, given the striking clarity of their realization, they forgot their desires to rule, and instead vowed to bring their ideas to the ruler of the big city. For the greater good, they said. Off they went. At the ruler's throne, they explained their new city, one where everybody kept what they had and desired nothing more. Splendid, said the king sitting on his high golden chair, I'll make this law at once. So it happened. Saul Kreitz and his friends took their places as the ruler thinkers of the society, the workers kept their tasks, and the soldiers their duties. And there it is, the very reason why our lives today are as perfect, fixed, and fair as they can possibly be. The end.